Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with Edward Tagoe, and we are going to discuss about Ghana's tech industry and Blockcamp 2013, as well as the first social media awards in Ghana.
Yes.
Edward, you are welcome.
Thank you very much, Prince.
Okay.
It's an honor to be on Crunch On.
So, could you please introduce yourself and where you work?
Okay, so my name is Edward. I work with a company called Nandimobile. I do a few things to help the technology industry once in a while, but I do Nandimobile full time.
Okay, so could you please tell us what Nandimobile, what do you do?
Oh, so Nandimobile operates in the consumer to enterprise communication space, which means that we provide a platform for enterprises to allow their consumers to communicate with them via very simple technologies like mobile, SMS, apps. So broadly, that's where we concentrate on. So we have different services. One is called Grapline, which basically enables a consumer with questions, feedback, or comments to text in that comment or question to the enterprise. The enterprise receives it and responds. So it creates a two-way communication channel between consumer and enterprise. And then we have a mass marketing solution for businesses that want to do marketing via SMS. And this year we're rolling out a very exciting product which I might not mention, but consumers should just watch out for it.
Okay, so you being in the tech industry of Ghana, what are the consumers? How are they receiving the products that you are coming up with?
That's a very good question. Actually, Ghana is going through a growing technology industry. We don't have it yet, but we might get there probably in a few years. And more young people are getting interested in that industry. So you can hear about apps, technologies that were produced by indigents or Ghanaians. Our direct consumers are not really end customers, they are enterprises. So we provide them with the technology and they in turn relate to their consumers. I don't unfortunately have much information about how the end customers are receiving technologies. But I can tell you that almost every business in Ghana right now is using one technology or the other to fast track their processes, either payment, communication, marketing, customer service, or whatever. So yes, Ghanaian enterprises are seeing the need for automation.
Right. So then this brings us to my next question. Do you think that in Ghana, looking at what you guys are doing and then some startups that are also coming up, do we have a tech industry in Ghana?
Unfortunately not. We don't have one yet. At least not one that can be compared to the Western communities. But there's good news. Every week in, week out, it's a growing trend. There's an increase in the number of people who are interested in developing technologies for to solve our local problems. So I would say no, we don't have one yet. There's no need to boast about it, and there's no need for us to hide that. But we are getting there. I should think Ghana should probably be one of the tech hubs comparable to Kenya, probably in the next 2 or 3 years.
So why do you think that we do not have? Is this something that we are not doing right?
Well, there are a few problems. First of all, internet penetration is still low. Access to bandwidth is very expensive, and it's not really reliable. And it's expensive to actually set up your own business to produce such technologies. So unless from the top, there are incentives for people to actually go into such industries, we will just have to deal with the current rate. There should be incentives for people to just set up technology startups. There should be access to funding. Unfortunately, we don't really have that yet. More investors are more comfortable, investing in manufacturing businesses, buying and selling businesses, rather than technology, and enterprises. So unless we build some kind of trust in that sector, we may have to deal with the step-by-step process that we are going through. So these are some of the few challenges that
okay.
are hindering Ghana's development.
So building the trust, which body is it? The startups, businesses, or government?
Probably, I don't know. Probably someone needs to take this initiative.
Okay.
It could be from the top, it could be from the side, it could be from the bottom. So from the top, the government can start by setting up some funds that can be accessed by entrepreneurs who want to go into tech. Or investors can start and just take a risk and invest in 5 or 10 businesses and let the country see the ripple effect in 5 or 10 years. An institution called the Master Foundation has taken that bold step and has invested so much money, and it's beginning to actually see the effects. However, we cannot leave it to such a foundation to do it alone. There needs to be other players in that industry. I'm hearing from some partners and colleagues that there are other bigger players that want to also play in that field. Until then, we probably not see a booming tech industry yet, but I'm hopeful. Yeah.
Okay, sure. Okay, so from what you just said,
Yes.
I think going back to our earlier discussion, you talked about Kenya,
Yeah.
that they are improving, they've improved, and maybe Ghana might get to that level. What I want to know is that do you think they are doing something that we are not doing, or it's just because they took the lead before us?
Well, it could be a little bit of both. The Kenyan tech industry is a bit different. So bandwidth is 30% or more cheaper than bandwidth in Ghana. So it's less expensive to actually deal in that area. Secondly, Kenya has a payment platform which is helping the tech industry. So think about it this way, Prince. If I came up with a technology and I wanted a user to pay for the app, it will be more difficult for the user to pay for the app in Ghana. But Kenya has solved that with M-Pesa. You can just you can even buy whatever you want on the streets and pay with M-Pesa. But Ghana doesn't have that. Ghana is yet to actually have a very good mobile money structure. And until we resolve that problem, not too many people would roll out consumer-focused products. If I roll out and you want to download and pay for it, how do I get the money?
Sure.
Some have attempted to come up with some solution, but they all lack the M-Pesa swag, the M-Pesa thing in a way. So you either need more money, you need IP account, or you need e-transact, but there should be something that will make it easy for you to just use your mobile phone, pay for it, and walk away. Ghana doesn't have that yet, and that is one of the biggest hindrances to Ghana's technology development. And once we get that solved, and we get our internet penetration problems solved, we should be halfway through. The rest should probably be access to funding that can be solved by government, banks, investors.
So you are saying that once we get that solved, so who gets that solved? Is it why are you not, for instance, the Kenyan case?
Yes.
Why are you not learning from M-Pesa and then doing that here?
It's very technical. So it's very technical. It has to do with some central bank regulations. So you can't hold people's monies in your chest without a universal banking license. And in order to get a universal banking license, you need to have capital to up at least, I don't know, I think 66 million cedis or so. Some huge amount. Who has that kind of money? So, and those that have the universal banking license, the banks or the commercial banks, are not really interested in pushing that product. Of course, their core mandate is to do savings, current accounts, treasury bills and all. So there needs to be some kind of partnership between the tech communities that are willing to build the apps and the banks that have the license. But that relationship has not been without challenges. So you see some banks use some kind of payment platform which is not universal. So you can only pay if you were probably with bank A, but you cannot pay if the merchant is bank B. So it's not uniform. I think probably GIPS, the Ghana interbank payment industry, or authority would need to actually bring all players on board, create just one platform where a consumer can go to make payment either directly from his bank account or from some units from a scratch card or top card he has bought. That would make it easy. But now there are too many players in the payment industry. I know of iPay, I know of eTransact, I know of More Money, so many. But we need just one platform where someone can go to when he wants to make payment as a consumer.
Good. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I have been talking to Edward Tagoe of Nandimobile, and we've been discussing Ghana's tech industry. Edward, thank you very much for your answers to the questions that I've asked you, but I want to know your last question and your last thoughts for players in the Ghana's tech industry.
Last thoughts. Yes, so the playing ground is not level yet, it's not conducive yet. Internet penetration is still below 15%. We know that. But think about it this way. Things will be better in 5 years. That's a done deal. So whoever gets into that field today will be the king in 5 years. So the earlier you got into the tech space, even though there are still challenges, the better. Just so that when things become better for us in 5 years, you would have already established the network, you have already established the platform that you need, just so that you can fly with the industry in 5 years.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.